Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Welcome to Module I, Lecture 5. In this lecture, we shall discuss about road safety audit. In Lecture 4, I mentioned to you about the crash data representations. Using several basic parameters, we can represent the crash data, meaningful basic parameters, and also I took some one example problem to tell you that different situation, different segment length, number of years is different, volume is different, still how different segments can be compared meaningfully. And we can try to model then also the crash data to predict the number of crashes or the crash counts, right, or the severity, right. And in both cases, number of statistical methods are available. I mentioned some of the models also which could be utilized, and then also discussed about the application of soft computing methods, the machine learning techniques, which is becoming increasingly popular. So many different algorithms are available, and in transportation field, the transportation researchers are also applying those ML models to predict the crash frequency or the crash severity. Now, with this background, today in this lecture, we shall discuss about road safety audit. What is road safety audit? It is a formal procedure. Please carefully note, we are talking about a formal procedure for assessing accident potential. Again observe it, carefully note it. We are talking about not accidents, but accident potential. That is very, very important. And safety performance of any facility, maybe an existing road, future road, any traffic related project or project which interacts with road users. It qualitatively estimates and reports on potential road safety issues and identifies opportunities for improvement in safety of all road users. That is again important. All road users, not only the motor vehicle users or car users, but all road users. So, we are talking about a formal procedure for assessing accident potential and safety performance of any facility where the road user interaction exists, and eventually we want to, with an intention of improving the overall safety performance, right, for all road users, bicyclists, pedestrians, public transport users, motorcycle users, car users, everybody. Now, there are certain characteristics which are very important. As I said, it is a formal process, not an informal check, carried out by persons who are independent of the design and construction. This is again very important. Many times, at times I have seen people do not understand it. A designer is also competent. A designer or somebody who is working in the field, practitioners, they are equally competent. But as you know, look at the accounts department of any organization. Accounts department do the accounting, they are competent, but they cannot audit their own account. So, it has to be audited by someone who was not involved in preparing this account. That is very important. Why? It is only that a fresh look at the whole thing, just to see whether there is apparently any safety concerns, and if so, bring it out or bring it to the notice of the designer. See, I have these concerns. Let the designers either accept or reject it. Designer may also say, no, what you are saying, your observation is there, but see, this is the way I have protected, that will not happen. Fine, that also can be possible. So, it is all like a team game, client, designer and auditor. All together, we should try to make our infrastructure and facilities safer. In one project, I may act as a designer and you may act as an auditor. In another project, you may act as a designer, I may act as an auditor. Fine. But a person who has been involved in designing the facility should not audit the same project, right. So, and that is very important. Always think that your accounts department, they are competent, they are all educated, they are highly experienced people, but can they audit their own account? The answer is no. So, till next time somebody tells you that why I need an auditor, I have a safety consultant. The safety consultant is to prepare the thing for you. You should have somebody independent who will audit and then that the true audit of the facility, otherwise there is no audit. Carried out by persons with appropriate expertise, experience and training, restricted to safety issues, and basically it is application of road safety engineering experience to design before they are built. Aims and objectives also obviously to ensure a high level of safety in all new or existing road project, minimize the risk and severity, minimize or avoid crashes in the adjacent road network, reduce the life cycle cost or long term cost of the project, because early you take action, you eliminate the road crash, right, because you are assessing the potential, and if any deficiency you found in the concept, design, implementation, immediately you are correcting it. So, you are not waiting for the accidents or the crash to occur and people to die or get injured. So, obviously, the early you take action, you are actually gaining in terms of your long term cost or the life cycle cost. Promote the safety of all road users or new and existing, all is very important here, not only car users, but all road users, and overall it helps you to improve awareness of the safe design practices. Because in India, I have told in the beginning, we are building roads, but building roads and building safe roads and transportation facilities, they are two different things. We need to build safe road infrastructure, not only we need to build roads, not building roads, but building safer road infrastructure and safe road infrastructure. Right. So, that is what should be the target, not the building of roads alone, but building safe road infrastructure, considering the requirements of not only the motor vehicle users or the car users, but all different road users, including pedestrians, including bicycles, including all other public transport user, including the facilities, bus stops we are giving, that means people will cross, am I providing facility for them to cross, right. All such kind of things, all road users, all requirements you have to look into, all age group. Type of projects, I said any project, it may be new expressway, it may be major divided carriageway road, to signal upgradation, to maintenance work, anywhere, wherever anything, any road, any project, wherever human beings are involved or road users are involved, their behavior is involved, please include such projects in the road safety audit. We have in India IRCSP 88 special publication, Indian Roads Congress guideline, that is a manual on road safety audit, quite useful, and please if you are interested to know more, you can refer to this manual as well. What to look for RSA? Yes, certainly some mistakes in terms of design, construction, operation, lack of attention in details. You might have designed the intersection, but have you really considered all the requirements of different user groups while designing the intersection? Maybe nearby there is a school and lot of school children are crossing the road at the junction. Have you specially given a consideration to this requirement of school children, or you have just simply used a prototype design, which often the designers will do, that a typical design, put it there. It might be okay, but it needs little bit of modification to take care of the requirement which are very specific to that location. Lack of understanding of safety issue and potentially hazardous location, interaction of design elements, improper provision for vulnerable road user and improper or misleading design. All these we try to look in daytime, night time, all road users point of view, all types of road users, school children to senior citizen, elderly people, even the specially abled person, all requirements you have to think. You see number of highways are, I know number of highway stretches where there are so many schools which are located adjacent to highways, and obviously the school is located on one side of the road does not mean that students only from that side of the road they will come to the school. Students are also coming from the other side, nearby villages everywhere, and the no crossing provision is made, safe crossing provision. So, children are really forced to cross 4-lane, 6-lane highways to go to the other side to schools. Sometimes the school may not be right next to the carriageway or next to the road, it may be little bit inside, maybe half a kilometer, 1 kilometer inside, does not matter. Still the people are, children are crossing the road, we have to take care. So, such kind of things, right. So, whether any age group, any road user group, any requirement has not been taken care of and which may lead to potential safety hazards, that we want to identify and we want to take corrective actions. Designer only will take it, we can only as auditor can only suggest it, that this what we feel we have, these are our concerns, and then it is up to the designer. This is very important, the next part, crash investigation and RSA. I have told about in my previous lecture only, I have said how the crash data can be analyzed. The crash data and RSA, how we compare them. Crash investigation is a reactive measure. Crashes have happened, you have the data, you have built the database, and I am now trying to analyze to find out how the number is related to what factor, or how the type of crash is related to what factors, other variables or causal factors, right. Or sometimes I have identified the black spots and I know here these are the location where statistically significantly higher number of road crashes or fatalities are happening, and therefore, I want to go there and inspect and then investigate and see what is happening. Reactive, everything I am doing is reactive in nature. Crashes have happened and then I am doing it something. RSA, road safety audit, it is a proactive measures. I am not waiting for crash to happen, I am not waiting for the fatality to occur, but using the basic safety knowledge, understanding, principles, fundamentals, also the expertise, experience, everything. I am looking at the existing, the way you are planning to develop it, and trying to identify whether there is any potential safety issue that in future may lead to road crashes. So, it is proactive, not reactive, but proactive. So, crash investigation is reactive, RSA is proactive. The other points I have said, crash investigation we do when crashes have already occurred with resulting injuries and fatalities, and RSA we are doing to prevent future crashes and resulting injuries and fatalities, very different. Here we investigate accidents and treat problem on existing road. Here we recommend modification to minimize these problems even before they occur. Crash investigations we monitors and evaluates accident site, and giving an unbiased view of safety issues, gives an unbiased view of safety issues with support from safety expert. So, essentially I have written many points, you can see those, but remember one thing, one is proactive, another is reactive. Crash investigation reactive, RSA proactive, and crash investigation is something like you have a pain in your stomach or somewhere, you go to doctor and say that I am getting the pain, then doctor does all certain investigation, they will do the blood test, ECG and all sorts of investigation to find out why you are getting the pain in stomach or in chest, right, as the case may be, or whatever investigation they required they will do to find out why you are getting that pain, what is wrong. But you have made a complaint that I am getting the pain, chest pain or a stomach pain or some difficulties you are reporting. So, the investigation is being carried out to identify what is the real problem, and then the doctor will prescribe you medicine, or maybe if it is acute even may ask you to go for a surgery or other kinds of treatments. RSA not like that. RSA is almost like a health checkup. You go for the checkup, you do not have a problem apparently, but still you go check up. So, some basic parameters all they will check and they may tell you everything is all right, or even if you identify a problem, it will be identified right at a very early stage. Maybe a simple 1 or 2 tablets can solve that problem, but once you wait and after 1 year if you detect that, then maybe no more medicine, but you probably need a surgery, or medicine also number of medicines probably will required for a longer time to treat. So, think of that kind of difference between RSA and crash investigation. RSA is like health checkup. I am not waiting for the problem to occur, but before that itself I am checking whether something is wrong. I am not waiting for the crash to occur, I am not waiting for the people to get killed, but I am doing the audit to see whether there is any safety potentials or unsafe things. There are different stages of RSA, different stages you can apply RSA in true sense, not different stages of RSA means, but you can use road safety audit in all different stages of road development. After feasibility stage you can do, after preliminary design or the draft design stage you can do, after DPR detailed design you can do, during construction you should do, pre-opening stage you should do, on existing road source you should do. The purposes are very different. Here some of the issues which can be rectified at feasibility stage cannot be rectified in the detailed design stage, or some of the things which can be rectified at the detailed design stage cannot be rectified when your construction is done. So, early detection, some of the things can be detected early, and where it can be detected early, it should be detected early, it should be audited early. But some of the things, everything as feasibility stage, you do not know exactly how the intersection design is going to happen, where exactly you put what signboard or what is the exact shape of island, what dimension and everything not known. So, you also have to do it at the detailed design stage, because at feasibility stage many things are not known. But feasibility stage whatever things are known, they need to be, if there is any safety issues, you have to correct them at this stage only. You cannot correct many of those things at a later stage or at a DPS stage. So, end of the day we will only put some speed limit, some signs. You say I cannot do anything now, it has been designed, it has been constructed, everything has been done, and now we are auditing. So, even if a problem is identified, you will say okay, do some speed limit, put some speed limit board or put some physical measures for reducing the speed, and you cannot solve the problem. You are only trying to minimize the impact of that, reduce vehicle speed. But if you would have identified it in the beginning, feasibility stage or the PPS stage, maybe things could have been done in a different way, right. So, at all stages we need audit. Here I have mentioned, you see it in details. Feasibility stage, what to check, for example, whether the concept is appropriate, whether the route choice options are proper, whether the alignment or ease of achieving vehicle standards that you check, intersections locations are appropriate or not. Are you just, it is the geometry of the intersection how it will happen, or you may probably no, I do not want slight I will realign. So, my intersection becomes a proper intersection. It should not be geometrically deficient intersections right from the beginning. Standards and cross sections, impact on adjacent nearby facilities network, these are the things you can check. Similarly, the preliminary stage, something more is available, right. Little bit about the geometry, horizontal vertical alignment, the cross section is available, the concept of sign and marking started building up, right, the concept is there. So, at least check that. So, whatever information you check that, at that stage whatever, if you identify some lacunas, some genuine issues, they can be corrected easily. Then the detailed design stage, DPR, now you have every information nearly as it will appear in the field after implementation, the same thing is now available, that level of detail is available now in front of you on a piece of paper or in the form of a drawing, everything is available. So, just check it, more detailed information which were not there earlier, now you check it. So, detailed or design stage audit. Then during construction, in countries like India, we have a major issue that always the concessionaires or the contractors who execute the road project often tend to think that my during construction whatever I am doing it only temporarily, it is only for a few days. So, then everything will be back to regular finished thing. So, just for few days, why to spend money, why to be so careful, but you have to understand, if somebody, a fatal accident happens and any fatality happens, it happens permanently, not temporarily, right. Any kind of disability happens due to a severe crash, it happens permanently. So, you have to audit. You have to audit. In country like India, the construction stage audit is really very important. Good number of accidents or crashes do occur at or around the construction site, because many times the proper diversion of traffic and the protocols all are not followed properly. Who has to check? It is only the auditor who can check it, and the cost involvement is negligible as compared to the project cost. So, we need to assess and checks everything, starting from examination of work zone, different transition zones, warning zone, then examination of safety measures adopted for workmen and road users, examination of traffic control devices, and the delineation is important, the proper direction, derouting of the traffic, the speed management, number of things, the barricading of the construction site, safety of the workers, right. So, the construction zone, safety within construction zone, that is one aspect, and the outside, because most cases you will find existing roads are being widened or upgraded. So, the traffic is on. When the traffic is on, you have to be very careful, very careful. If you are stopping the traffic movement, then it is something else, but if you are not stopping the traffic movement, then these are all very, very important. So, construction stage audit is very important for countries like India. Then till now everything was on paper up to the DPR stage. Now the facility is available. So, although you did the audit at every stage, but again once everything is done, before opening the road to traffic, do a pre-opening audit. See whether drive through and just check whether everything looks perfect. Maybe some fine tuning needs to be done at this stage, which you could not anticipate, which you could not think actually looking at the things on paper. Or maybe you will say that okay, the sign is there, little bit change the angle, then the line of sight will be, the better visibility would be better, the functions will be better. Or you may say okay, install one more sign here, repeat this thing there also, right. Or you say no, 3 are not sufficient, maybe put one more, right. It will be better for the thing, for the road user. So, you have the facility in place. So, now you can see whether everything is fine, and if there is anything you can make the necessary corrections. Operation and maintenance stage, again very important. You develop a facility, develop it considering the current requirement, and once you open, maybe you develop it considering future requirement also in the context of demand forecast. But you develop and audit it when you are opening, you said yes, the road is safe now for the road users, but then things are changing very fast. Take for country like India or Asian countries, things are changing very fast, population is growing, the land use is changing. You built a road and which was nothing was there practically, right, open area, no interference. Down the line 5 years you will find number of markets have come up near the road, or some of the places which was only a few houses were there in the area, surrounding area. Now it has become like a semi-urban development, and multiple households are there, and some local shop is, some few shops have been developed. Land use is changing, and now probably earlier there were not so many pedestrian crossing, but now because we have a new industry, right, or new offices, government office or something, and lot of people are now crossing. So, now the requirement has come, now there is a safety issue. So, a road might be safe today, but because of the change in the land use, activities and all others, down the line 2 years or 5 years or 10 years, the road may not be safe anymore. Not the whole stretch of the road, but some segments may require further interventions. You need probably somewhere some protection, somewhere a underpass or pedestrian underpass, somewhere maybe a side road was coming and meeting where hardly any traffic was there. Now you find suddenly because of some other connectivity or so, lot of vehicles are using, and now you need a vehicular underpass, because at grade things are not really safe anymore. So, you need to upgrade. So, the operation and maintenance stage audit should be carried out on a regular basis at regular interval, just to ensure that always we are keeping our facilities and operating them in with due regard to safety. Okay. RSA process involves site inspection day and night, because the road during daytime, during night time look different. So, day and night audit, both time you have to audit. Also during inclement weather, whether the weather condition is bad, right, if possible. Not always you may get an opportunity, but if you get a possibility, if there is a possibility, you should try to do that. When it is raining, how it works, how the road look like, because the facility during daytime, during night time, during rainy days may look entirely different. So, we want the facility to be safe during all the periods. Also, attention is required to be paid first in overall, then in details, includes adjacent or intersecting roads, consideration of perspective of all road users, consideration of different movements and maneuvers, everything. Then there is a RSA checklist. IRCSP 88 provides that in Indian condition, you can check that, it is very good. But remember that audit is not a ticking of exercise, it is not that filling of a form, it is the core expertise. You must have clear understanding, experience, expertise, and then it is the application of that. Yes, it provides some checklist just for you to say that at least you should do minimum this, you should not forget these aspects, it just to remind you. But so it is not really a ticking of activities. So, it is not that anybody and everybody you just sent to a project site and ask them fill up this questionnaire, tick these places and audit is done. It is not nothing like that. So, not to it is there only just to ensure that you do not overlook something important, right, but list is never a substitute of knowledge of local conditions. These are commonly identified problem. I have picked up a few here and there. For pedestrians, maybe not continuous walkway, improper location of crossing in urban area. Walkway is there, but it is not continuous. So, you have some portion where people are using footpath, then they come on the road, carriageway next to busy traffic, no crossing facility, guard rule is not there. So, anywhere everywhere they can cross in the market, within the market area. Cyclist absence or discontinuity of cycle lane, either it is not there or even it is there only for half a kilometer. But then what we do before, beyond and before, what I will do? It has to be continuous, it has to be a network of bicycles facilities. A networking concept is important, right. So, obstruction from street furniture, they cannot go. Motorcycle, slippery road surface, manhole sometimes is not in proper shape. Public transport user, inadequate facilities, unsafe locations. Maybe you have their bus stop is located in an unsafe location. I have seen number of times bus stops are not located in a safe location. Maybe some 20-30 meter up either upstream or downstream could have made a big difference. And you are alighting, people are doing the alighting, but then there is no crossing facility, right. So, give a crossing facility, if you are giving a bus stop, give a crossing facility. So, that is the kind of thing. Then vehicle users, often you may be some places long segments or there are also engineering issues. I have mentioned a number of things, but the photographs are also interesting. You see, this is the kind of design. Depressed median is very good, but not this one, because look at this edge line. If there is a slight error, the driver will have no opportunity to get back the control of vehicle. It is going to be a crash surely. So, it is not a good design, good road. You cannot, the road directly suddenly you block it during construction. Do you expect vehicle suddenly to stop or suddenly to change the lane? It should be informed well in advance, and the barricading should happen in a completely different manner. So, there are many issues, and as you have seen, sometimes the signs or lamp post or light post may be in front of the safety fence. It has come, maybe the real relocation has not happened, but then you should not open the road to traffic, right? You do that and then you open it. So, number of issues are there, and in India, country like India, where we have issues with the good crash data, we are developing now, we are improving, and we have a bright future, I am sure. But for the moment also, still not uniformly all across good database is not available. So, rather than depending on the data and database analysis analytics, the audit should be a very good way, and sometimes you can mix both, take advantage of the data wherever it is available and also take the strength of audit, and then take the strength of both and then try to move forward. So, safety is really a big issue, and road safety audit has got a lot of promise. Every project, every stage should be audited, and remember that the country, the kind of money we are spending for developing infrastructure, there is hardly any money as compared to whatever the investment is going for infrastructure. The audit cost and the necessary changes in the design or the construction or implementation is hardly anything, hardly anything. It is not a big cost, it is only the right approach and understanding and getting convinced that yes, it is a necessity for saving people, avoiding crashes and saving people and avoiding fatalities. So, I would say what we discussed here, why we need road safety audit, what is road safety audit, the difference between crash investigation and road safety audit, then different stages of development where the RSA may be required, the process of RSA, day, night, good weather, bad weather and all sorts of things, and then also a few example problems. I gave a few examples of audit, and I would like to close saying that prevention is better than cure. So, let us not wait until injuries or fatalities happen. Let us do the road safety audit and overall improve the environment, make it safer. Thank you so much.